Good morning, young scholars. This is a quick update on our kind of daily planner and agendas that you all have been working on this week. Um, I just got finished grading them, the Monday and Tuesday planners. And if you go into Infinite Campus and you see a score anything other than 10, I would highly recommend you go back into that Google Doc and look at the comments that I left. Even if you got a 10 out of 10, I likely still left you some comments. So if you're kind of curious as to how those are going to be graded, make sure that you open that back up and kind of scroll up to Monday and Tuesday and take a look. Just a couple things that you might be curious about in regard to the planner itself. First of all, the idea behind this planner is I'm not seeing you every day. And since I'm not going to see you every day, I still need to have an idea of things that you're working on. A big aspect of AVID is making sure that you are organized and making sure that you are aware of how you're spending your time every day and things that will be due in the coming days or weeks. And so the left hand side is to help you again organize your time, think about how much time you're spending on different activities. The bottom is to this to do part you can almost think of as the backward planning, where we say that you should always be writing things in your planner in the coming weeks if you have assignments, tests, projects that are due. The right hand side, again, this is where you will specifically describe what you're doing in class. And so maybe on the left, you'll say you're working on worksheet 4.6. And then on the right, you'll tell me, well, what is worksheet 4.6? Like, what is the point? What are you trying to do? So the left is a descriptor. In world history, we took a quiz over chapter 4. And on the right hand side, you're telling me, well, what is chapter 4 all about? Maybe it's about the Renaissance or something like that, right? I had a couple students ask about the 6 sentence minimum. It's just to make sure that you're providing enough information here so that I've got a decent idea of what's going on and help you reflect on any questions that you may have in class. Since we don't have tutorials to think about our point of confusion, if you're getting stuck, what is it that you need help with and how are you reaching out to get that help? Are you emailing your teacher? Are you looking on YouTube? Are you going to Khan Academy? Are you asking friends? That's what I'm looking for. And this part right here, you can almost think of that as like a daily journal. I have some kind of question prompts. I may take those out because I don't want you to think that it has to be about those. It really is just, what are you thinking about today? What's going on in your life? It's just another way for me to check in with you. Another big part of AVID is family and making sure that you feel connected. And so that's really the point there. Each day is worth 5 points. So some of you did Monday, but you forgot to do Tuesday. Well, if you only did Monday, the most you could get would be 5 points. Each day is worth 5 points. The planner on the left here is 1 point. To-do list is 1 point. The journal is 1 point. And then this little box, as far as the academic activities, is worth 2 points. The only other thing I'd like to do with this video is I'd like to simply show you some examples. Okay, so I've removed all of the names. But I want you to kind of see what some of your classmates are doing. So here's an example of a planner that I received that earned full credit, 10 out of 10. You can see on the left-hand side, it's pretty specific. Algebra 6.4, world history started a 90-minute French Revolution, chemistry study guide. And then on the right-hand side, it specifically tells me what the student is doing in those classes. What are the worries? Talks a little bit about the quarantine, talks about friends, adding people on Snapchat, curious about how long the virus is going to last. So that's exactly what I'm looking for. This example here, right? Again, pretty detailed on the left-hand side with what they're doing. And then on the right-hand side, you can see in algebra, we're working on small radicals unit. Today, we did a short review for our test. And so it's going into specifics about what's happening in class. And then at the bottom, it's talking about, hey, these issues with technology. Technology keeps crashing. I'm trying to communicate with teachers. So it's just checking in, right? And then here's another example here. Very specific on the left. I worked on housing interior environment lucid charts project. I watched episode of season 1 of Limetown. Lots of you were talking about this Limetown podcast. I'm going to have to check that out. And on the right-hand side, very specific with what they're doing in class, right? And then a nice little journal about online distance learning and how it's impacting them. So I went and I checked. So I'm able to click on edits. I went and I checked these 3 students who all earned 100%, and I checked their edits and how long they took. And on average, it took each of those students 12 minutes to complete the planner. 12 minutes. One of them was as few as 8 minutes, and the longest one was 16 minutes. So the point is this, young scholars. If we were in school and you were in AVID, let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that is 259 minutes that you'll be sitting in my classroom, which comes out to about 4 hours and 20 minutes, 4 hours and 21 minutes, right? If you were sitting in my class. And that doesn't include going home and doing TRFs and revising notes. When you add that in there for just AVID in a normal week, that's about 5 hours of your life. This planner that I'm asking you to complete, on average, to get a perfect score, is probably somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes a day, which you add that up over a week is still less than 1 hour of work for just this planner. And we're going to be doing these. And so the point I'm trying to make is this. Some of the students, I had students that when I clicked on the edits, I saw that they worked on it for 2 minutes and they got 1 point out of 10, or they got 2 points out of 10. And it's because they just really rushed through it and they didn't spend any time on it. So we're not asking for a lot, but I am asking for you to put some effort into these. If you're putting 10 to 15 minutes into this, there's really no reason why you shouldn't get 100%. If you have questions, if you're not quite sure, reach out to me. Please be patient with technology. I know Schoology is not working very well. I know that Edpuzzle is not working all the time. We're all in this together, guys. I know it stinks. I wish that Schoology worked perfectly, but there's nothing we can do about that right now. Think about what you can control. Think about what you can't control. And good luck, everyone. I miss you guys.